Well, I went to art school and I didn't really learn how to do art very much, so I'm going to get into it. I went to VCU and I went to major in Connect Imaging. So that's video, sound, and animation. I figured it's art school and they're going to teach me how to draw. That's not how that works. So I guess it kind of just depends on the program. VCU might be different now because I'm class of 2020. But if it is similar, then you will be in KI. You'll learn random, just a whole bunch of random stuff. There'll be some audio, some video, and some animation. You're going to take a base drawing class. They'll tell you you can, double major into what they call communication arts. But communication arts can barely handle their kids. So good luck. Good luck with taking classes there. Well, I guess if you do double major in it, then you would have room. But if it's just you taking an elective in comm arts, but you're not in the comm arts program, then nah, that ain't gonna work. Unless things have changed and they kind of fix their system or whatever. Another thing that I thought was silly that I do know they've changed is that when I applied for the arts school, I applied specifically for KI. I thought I had got into KI. That was not the case. I was in general, the School of Arts. And then I had to take, general art classes for a year, submit another portfolio to then apply to KI. So I kind of wanted to go to school in California, so I wasn't really paying attention to stuff. I was kind of just like, yeah, whatever, I'll just be here until I transfer. And I never transferred, so joke's on me. Um, I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was a mess. So you apply for three majors just in case you don't get into number one, number two, you get into number three. Um, I got into KI. That was my first choice. Commerce was my second. I don't remember what my third choice was, to be honest. And everyone was like, hello, why aren't you doing commerce? And I was like, commerce doesn't have animation. Why would I do commerce? Because I was under the impression that because it's listed video, sound, and animation, that, drawing and animation go together, right? Right? I don't know about that. I don't know if they really go together, bro. I don't know. Um, so yeah, during that general, they call it Art Foundation. That first year, you go to VC Arts, you go through Art Foundation, and you take four main classes, two short classes, and then like a few like general, like English, whatever, whatever. So when I went, I had time, space, drawing, which was my favorite one, of course. What the hell was the drawing, space? What the hell? Okay, there's four of them. Drawing, space, time. There's a fourth one for whatever reason. Time. There's a fourth one, and I don't remember what's called for whatever reason. It was something similar to space, but space was like you're doing 3D stuff kind of. But when I say 3D, not like 3D modeling. You're doing more like weird sculptures. You're doing weird sculptures, and it kind of depends on what professor you get. Some professors you might actually learn some cool stuff. Some professors you're learning and doing weird stuff. I remember in space, there's a portion where we did woodshop, and I was like, what the hell am I doing here? I wanted to go into animation. Why am I doing woodshop? Why am I at Lowe's buying these big ass things of plywood? I'm like, what the fuck am I doing in my life? What the hell is that damn thing called? Space time. Surface, I think. I think it's called surface. These names are freaking weird, dude. I don't know who came up with these names, but thinking about it, I'm just like, what the hell? It's maybe because it's the arts, so because it's the arts, they think nothing needs to make sense. It just, I don't know, it was weird. So yeah, you take those 4 classes, you apply, blah, blah, blah. The one drawing class I did take, it was pretty damn good. I learned how to do charcoal. We did like drawing nude people, live, I forgot what the hell that thing called. Still art, still life, still life. I should know these things, but I don't. So yeah, still life, right? We did those, and it was fine. I got into KI. I kept trying to apply for LMU, and LMU kept going, hell no, we don't want you. Fuck, go somewhere. I applied like 2, 3 times. They kept going, nah, you stay in Virginia. We don't want you. And I could apply for other art schools in California, but I had someone that went to LMU and they were hyping it up. So it was LMU and I think USC, but USC was like, their standards were like up here. And LMU's had pretty high standards too, but I figure it was more obtainable. Like I remember coming out of high school, USC, they're like, you have to do all this community service and pretty much have straight A's. And I was like, my grades were decent, but they weren't like no damn straight A's all throughout. I think I got straight A's one semester, and then otherwise it was like some B's earlier on. There was a C, stuff like that. Not a C, there's a few C's. I ain't gonna lie, there's a few C's in there. So yeah, it was a lot going on. But anyway, yeah, I didn't go to California, so I ended up staying at VCU, and I was really frustrated. So, let's see. I don't know, because like I would look to see what my options were. I kept doing a lot of art history because like they had weird options. They had like gender studies stuff. I'm not interested in that. They had Star Wars stuff. I'm not interested in that either. Just stuff I just wasn't interested in for like electives, but you can only do certain things to qualify for electives. So the easiest thing was art history, and I feel like that was my main channel for getting actual art, you know what I'm saying? So I did art history, and I actually took so many that I qualified for a minor. That was not intentional, that just happened. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I like to be like, yeah, I have a art minor in art history. I'm so smart. I don't even remember half of the stuff I learned, which is sad because I'm like, I did like art history. Hated the reading. I liked the knowledge though. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I keep losing my train of thought. Okay, art history. Okay, yeah. One thing about VCU was my experience, because some people, they had like other professors and they might have took surface with the professor and it would have been very similar to a drawing class but more traditional, which is what I wanted. I kept getting stuck with professors that abstract art, so it would be like this highly convoluted concept for no apparent reason, and the execution wouldn't really be that valued. It would just be like, if your concept wasn't that great, but your execution was good, then they still don't care. Like I remember I was trying to paint this painting. I loved Revolutionary Girl Utena. It's like this lesbian anime from like the 90s. And I really like this quote. I don't even know if I can remember it now. Something about breaking out of the shell into the world. And if you don't break out of the shell, you'll never be born. Something like that. And something like that really resonated with me. So I wanted to paint myself like bursting out of a shell. And he was like, and I was, oh my God, I kept trying to plead with him that like, can I please just do that? He kept saying, no, it has to be abstract, it has to be abstract. I was like, oh my God, bro. And I don't know. I tried, like I kept checking in with him to see what he wanted, and I painted this thing, and it was abstract. I can't even describe what the hell it was. It was swirls, and it was kind of an egg, but you can't tell it's an egg because it's abstract, right? And I got a B, and I was so fucking pissed because I was trying to get straight A's. I was like, you bitch, Gideon. His name was not Gideon. He just looked like a Gideon. You bitch, Gideon, you bitch. And I don't know why he looked like a Gideon. I don't know anybody named Gideon. For some reason, that name just popped in my head. I don't know why. Fucking Gideon. Was his name John? I don't think his name was John. I don't remember his name, to be honest. Yeah, whatever. We'll call him Gideon. Fucking Gideon. So, yeah, and I wanted to do drawing, and they had drawing a few other routes. Like, I think they had drawing for sculpture or something. And it just never worked out. I was not able to take any more drawing classes beyond that first class that I took in, AFO, Art Foundation, the first year. So, sorry, my boyfriend's playing a video game. But, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. I just got really, really frustrated, and now I'm in $33,000 in debt. I paid off 10 grand. I still owe 33, and I'm pissed because I'm like, bro, like I have a degree, which is great. A lot of people don't have that, but at the same time, I'm like, now I have to scrabble to get these skills that I feel like I wasn't able to get. And I would be trying to take stuff that interested me or learn what I wanted to learn. But, with these universities, it's like it has to be in this box in order for you to check all the boxes to graduate. And the way that Connect Imaging's boxes were at that time, it was just not working out for me. And, I graduated and I felt so burnt out. And even now, I kind of struggle. Like I said, I'm sorry, he's playing video game. Even now, I struggle. I'm trying to get back on a horse. I took some, like, one-on-one online drawing courses and stuff. So I do feel a little bit more confident, but I still have a long way to go. I used to literally draw every day. I used to draw on the bus going to high school. Oh, excuse me. Every freaking day I would draw. Now I very rarely draw. But I will say, a lot of times I'm practicing music or something, piano, or I'm trying to work out and I fall. Or I'm making content. So it's like I'm trying to balance everything, and I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. I don't know, it's sad because I really feel like art school, not only am I in debt, I feel like it really did take a chunk out of me. The only thing is the people I met and the experiences I had. I feel in my mind, I feel like I have faith that I'm going to come into some money to be able to just pay it off. Like, that's just the sense that I have. Like, I am not worried. Like, I'm worried when they tell me I have to make payments, but they keep deferring it because Biden or something, which is like, oh, cool. I fuck with it. I fuck with it. Um, so I think it might be deferred until September or something. I don't know. But other than that, so far as, I don't know. I just have a feeling that I'm going to come into something and be able to pay it off somehow, like at one time. I might have to make payments for a little while, but I feel like I can just knock it out at some point. But that's neither here nor there. That's just a feeling I get. I know people are probably like, well, what? Where the hell are you going? Just $33,000 gonna fall out the sky. I don't know, but I had a whole bunch of things in my life just happen, so you never know. Never know. Um, I'm trying to think what else to say about like art school. I don't know. I mean, like I said, like I met friends. I met really good friends. I have a best friend. I still talk to her. We talk every fucking day. And I met her in art school. I have other friends that one of them was also in art school. The other one wasn't, but we were roommates. We did go to the same school though. And yeah, I don't know. It's just cool to have that college experience. Uh, It's a lot of money though to have the college experience, and on top of that, me not learning what I want to learn. Like, sucks. I hate playing catch up. Like, I want to learn shadow and color theory, which I kind of know some. Like, how the light hits certain things. I mostly want to focus on like my characters, people, how to draw characters. When I first started college, I kind of dabbled in everything. Like, my main thing was anime before I shifted my style to whatever the hell it is now. It was anime, but I would do a little bit of everything. I would do pastel. I would do a little bit of sculpture, painting, marker. I don't even remember what else. I did like, you know, graphite, charcoal. I love charcoal. Yeah, so I dabbled a little bit in everything. I would draw. Sometimes I draw people. Sometimes I might try to draw animals or still lives or whatever. Like But now I'm just like, I just want to draw people. I don't want to draw nothing else. But I have to, because like, as an artist, you need to like practice other things. Uh, I was resentful for a very, very long time. Now that I'm kind of coming back on my stuff, I'm still kind of like, damn it, I gotta like figure it out. But I think it'll come together. And I'm appreciative of the experience. I'm appreciative of the people that I met along the way. Um, but I would say to anyone that's trying to go to KI, go to VCU, it could have changed for the better. I do know that when you apply, to my knowledge, you should be able to just get right in. It's not like you have to go through. I guess you have to go through Art Foundation, but if you apply to KI and you go to VCU now, you are in KI. You still have to do Art Foundation, but it's not like you're not officially in the program. When I was in there, you weren't officially in the program. So, but yeah, if you're trying to just strictly do KI and you want to do animation, the way that it was told to me, and like I said, I was kind of not paying attention because my mind was like in California. I really wanted to be in LA. That's where the animation industry is. I wanted to do animation. Now, I think I want to do illustration, comics. I want to do fashion design. I don't know. I want to do other stuff. I don't think I'm necessarily going to do fluid animation unless it's like little bits and pieces or animatics, something like that, or storyboarding. But full on frame by frame or 3D, not necessarily, unless it's 3D modeling way down the road. But right now I'm trying to master 2D. What the hell was my point? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. He's playing Call of Duty, bro. If you're watching this and you play Call of Duty, you know what's up. Um, 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 uh, uh, um. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, they sold KI. The way that I perceived KI was like it's video, sound, and animation, and you could choose a track. So if you wanted to focus on animation, you could do so. If you wanted to focus on sound, you could do so. And then you maybe have to take like a class here and there, but you can mostly focus on that. That's not true because a lot of times the electives are something outside of KI. I think they specifically, I don't know if it's called electives. I think so. Um, you have to take it outside of KI, so it has to be like, like I said, I did art history. I also did like writing, poetry, stuff like that. Cause I write my story. So of course I took those two. They have like the, what the hell is it called? The gender studies and all that stuff. They got all that. Um, in KI, you have to take two video, two sound, and 2 or 3 animation. So animation, if you're in animation, that's gonna be the bulk, but you're still gonna be taking a whole bunch of other shit. Like you're not really learning that much animation in comparison to all the other stuff versus other programs where it's like you're taking multiple drawing classes, multiple script writing. Well, I don't know if you do script writing, but like I think you do some storyboarding. It makes a lot more sense. Whereas KI is like a little bit everything, and you kind of come out and you're like, I don't know what the fuck. I just think it's better to focus on one thing. Maybe learn the basics of some stuff, like, basics of video and sound. Because if you're doing animation, ouch, damn it, you might have to uh, edit your audio, edit the video, edit in After Effects, whatever, stuff like that. I mean, After Effects, I think, will be covered in animation, but still. But yeah, if you're going into KI and you want to improve on drawing because you want to go in animation, do com arts or double major. I feel like that would be more money because you have to do more classes. But I mean, people are doing that. And I also think it's different now because I remember as I was coming out, Because literally, this was 5 years ago, so half of a decade. Damn, I feel old. Damn! Like, literally, I graduated when 19 was still a thing. I don't know why the hell whatever. So, like, I be cussing and stuff like it's gonna matter, and then censoring at random points. Like, that's gonna do anything after I done said bitch, ass, and fuck, 3,000 times. Like, um, 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 uh, 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 um. I'm trying to think. I'm sorry. I I have a very hard time staying on track. What the hell? Okay, yeah. As I was going out, I remember the lady. I think she was head of KI at the time. I don't know if she still is or not. But I remember she was kind of complaining about Com Arts because Com Arts was starting to integrate 3D. And she was like, "Oh, that's the KI thing." And I'm like, "Bro, y'all don't even care to teach KI kids how to draw." And I asked them, I was like, "Well, why aren't there drawing classes integrated in KI when it has animation and that is a huge part of animation, you know what I'm saying?" And she was like, "Well, she was saying that in Com Arts, well, this was Nerle. Nerle was saying in Com Arts that there was I think there was extra staff and they got low on staff or something. But I don't know. I don't know. But she said back in the day, it used to be that you would be in KI and you could just easily take a commerce drawing class. I think someone said that they used to be one program and then they split into two. It kind of would make more sense to be one program and then you specify in a track. And then maybe take, like a class or two on the basics of sound and video or whatever. And then mostly, like, if you want to do animation, focus on animation. If you want to be a sound person, you could do sound. And they didn't really have any sound classes either. So, like, for real, like, if you were really trying to do sound, like, you didn't really have that many options. I don't remember seeing that many options for sound. There were some options for video, kind of. I will say it was majority animation in that regard, but still, uh, it was still just a fraction. Like, I just felt like a lot of those classes were just a waste of time. There were a lot of classes where it was like, kind of like art ethics class, I guess, where it's like, I just remember we were watch these things and we talk about, I guess, like the ethics of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel with using your phone? And then, when you discard your phone, it goes to an island in China and it's ignore them, heavily polluted. And, there's these kids and these kids have to sort through that and that's their life. Like, we will learn about stuff like that, which is like, okay, yeah, it's college, it's a liberal arts school. Like, yeah, you're going to learn stuff like that, which it's fine to a degree, but I felt like it was more than like what I wanted. It was between that and I'm trying to think what else. I just felt like it was kind of stuff along those lines of how does this make you feel? How does this perceive? And and us doing kind of random abstract stuff. I got a whole bunch of instructors that just wanted me to do abstract stuff, and I would be so angry. Like, even with sound, like, I wanted to learn how to actually make, because I like, I do music. I'm trying to learn piano. I'm trying to work on my vocals. It would be good if I learned how to mix and master, and that's something, once again, I'm going to have to learn. Like, I learned like this much, and there were people when they did sound one, they got an instructor that like showed them how to use Ableton and da 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 da. I don't know if they used Reaper too, but I know he showed them how to use Ableton. Mine showed us how to use Reaper, which is what I'm going to learn because I'm not paying for Ableton right now. uh, but it was some of the basics, but I can't even describe what the hell we were doing. It was abstract stuff. It was like, look at, he made the still life and then he would be like, draw a score. But it wouldn't be like, make a musical, it wouldn't be like sheet music. It would just be like drawing random things that come to your mind of this image and then you're translating it into sound, and it was just weird shit. And but it was only that. It wasn't like that was just a little exercise and then you learned the actual shit. We did learn some actual shit, but for the most part, it was just kind of random stuff. I was like, bro, what the hell? What the hell? I was so pissed. I was like, oh my god, I should have went to California. But they told me, no, no, no. Yes, I've been black. But when I come back, you're gonna know. No, no. That's what they told me. No. um, I'm trying to think what else. I think I'm gonna end it right. Oh my god, my rings keep. My poor afro. They're all gonna be. My curls are gonna be messed up, bro. Um, I think that's a good job. I could go on for a very long time, but this video is already really long, as my videos do tend to be. So I will leave that right there. That was my experience with art school, specifically VCU in the KI program. I did not enjoy it. I like I said, I do think that they made some changes that are good. Others, I don't know. Like I don't know if they added drawing classes, if it's easier for KI students to merge into comm arts without double majoring and stuff like that. Um, I don't know, because like I said, I went there 5 years ago. But I'll leave that right there. If you did like this video, like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment if you go to VCU, if you're in KI, if you had a different experience, if you're thinking about going to KI or whatever. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.